Welcome back to another episode of Rounding Second. First episode of Season 2, as I like to call it. You know, because last semester was kind of like Season 1. So now here we are, Season 2, Episode 1. We planned on having a camera for this to get the real vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but a lot of requests have been coming in for camera footage.
And I have a nice camera. It just folded on me today. I didn't get it prepared enough. That's my fault. But next episode we'll have one. Also, our special guest DJ Jewel requested no camera. So
Yo, what's good?
It's good to be back. Luke and I did a lot of rethinking over the holiday break. So last time we spoke was probably before Thanksgiving, right? Right before Thanksgiving break.
Oh, wow. I don't know. We haven't released anything in a long time.
So belated. Merry Christmas, belated Happy New Year. Yeah, man, 2022. Promising things to come. And again, we've taken a lot of your guys' suggestions into consideration, and we will have the camera up and running soon. And
next week, we got it. Because I feel like I honestly would really like to have the camera, and I have a camera. You know, it's not like we're like, oh man, well, we got to film it on our phones. Like, I spent like over $1,000 on a camera. So, like, I think we should not have a problem. And it's dope. We got a dope setup in here, low-key.
Right. I think just in general, like the overall, like, you and I have been talking about this a lot, just, like, how to, like, make it better and just, like, restructuring it. And I think, I mean, again, we realized that one of our most popular episodes was when we had Toothpick Tea on. So I think you guys really like guests on here.
Well, yeah.
And we're kind of tired of talking about West Virginia sports all the time and like the current events in West Virginia. So
we're going to talk about people.
We're going to talk about people that are making career moves for themselves once they get out of college and just pursuing their passion. And we are lucky to be accompanied by one of them today, as Luke said. So, DJ Jewel, would you mind telling us a little bit about how you got started on this career path to be a DJ?
Yeah, when did this come into play? When were you like, I want to be a DJ? You doing this after school too, or is it just kind of like a little cash gig right now?
Well, honestly, I probably got into it, I'm going to say, like, when DJ Hero came out for the Xbox.
Oh my god.
Bro, I'm talking like when we were like 10, 11, 12, something like that. So I really had an interest in it, but I never actually like went through with actually learning it, like, and figuring out what it actually takes to fucking put songs together on on an actual turntable. But like, I think it really came when the interest to actually learn and play was probably when Siggy was here. So like when he was DJing the parties. And even before Siggy was doing it, bro, shout out to my boy, Big Baby Mace. He was doing he was DJing all the parties before that, and he's done a couple shows at Prism, I'm pretty sure, too, so it's like, yo, that's tough. Like, Siggy's done a show at Prism as well, so like, from there, I was just like, yo, like, if they can do it, bro, why can't I do it? So like, I really
Facts.
I think it was probably after freshman year, or no, after sophomore year, probably just bought a turntable over the summer, and then that was that, bro. Just started learning and trying, and it's just one of those things you gotta do over and over and over, and you gotta train your ear, you gotta train yourself how to use, like, be ambidextrous, really, because you gotta be able to do the same shit on two sides of the turntable type stuff, like when you scratch. Like for me specifically, like I'm left-handed, so like scratching I do it with my left hand. So like having to do it with my right feels really, really awkward, and I used to like cross my hands, which is like something you don't do. So like it's like really, really like it's a lot of stuff that you really like have to learn as you go. And it's like a lot of other things like you can't be taught. Like when you're on a stage, bro, at one of the clubs, like, and you don't got people dancing, like, you need to...
Yeah. What's that adrenaline rush like? Because I feel like you have to be the...
Bro, it's like a high. Like, when you're it's just like, you get such a rush being on up there. Like, I think, what was it? When we were there last semester, when was that? When we were on code for Welcome Week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you did that video for me.
Yeah.
That was pretty
when we were all
nice.
there, like, bro, that was one of my favorite nights of college, like top 3 favorite memories. Like, I always said freshman year, I was like, yo, if I could DJ up there, that'd be like mad crazy. And like now to be actually doing that shit,
It's sick.
I love it, bro. So it's like I'm gonna take it as far as I can, bro. But like,
You're gonna keep doing it
I would
just for
love to.
fun or like what? Like, is it gonna be like a hobby outside? Like, once you get out of here, right? Like this year,
Yeah.
is it gonna be like a hobby, or are you gonna be like?
Is this it for
Pushing
you?
it like a
Yeah, is this
little
the
bit. Moving to
lifestyle you
the
want to do?
Definitely gonna keep doing it. I think with me having the plans to just move to LA and
Yeah.
in May, at the end of May, I think that I want to pursue it as far as I can, and I think the opportunities there are even bigger. So it's like the more people you meet, bro, the better. And like I think knowing like my Fredo, shout out my boy Taco. Fredo,
Yeah, I gotta love Fredo.
have my boy Fredo out there as well as having Nate, who's gonna be my photographer, bro. So it's like
Is Nate going to LA too?
yeah, he's gonna be
Yeah.
my roommate, bro.
Damn,
So,
bro, you guys are about to be lit out
I
there.
got a little like I got boys, little like I trust, bro, and like
Keeping you up.
they're gonna keep me up, bro, because they like to work hard. So it's like literally everyone's just gonna grind, bro, and
And it's cool because
the
like
connections just grow from there.
Yeah.
it's cool because like especially with that group of people, you said Nate's a photographer, you got Fredo doing his music, and you're DJing now. All 3 of you guys.
Now fucking Verity's coming too. She's all of her connections, like with all her models.
She knows everybody though.
She knows everybody.
That's
so
gonna
it's
be
like,
lit,
bro,
though. Out
that's
there in
gonna be
LA?
so lit.
I think
LA's dope.
I
for
think
real.
just with everything, like those 3 people in particular, you said like you all have like different skill sets that can all benefit each other. Like you all, that's like a perfect click to have for the industry you all are trying to go into. You all benefit each other.
Exactly. Everybody has their own specific skill set, but like as a collective group, like you can benefit each other. So it's like it's fire, bro. And on top of that, like we're also all really good friends. Aside from all that, like we're also very very good friends. Like I trust fucking Nate's like my boy. I've known Verity fucking since we got here freshman year. Fredo, like I've known also since like my sophomore year, really. So it's like
Facts.
these are people that I'm actually like I've grown pretty close over the last couple of years.
Right.
But I think I'm definitely gonna pursue it as not just a
Hobby.
like a hobby, but if it can turn into a job, I would definitely love to have that being where I could just DJ 3-4 nights a week
Yeah, and get
and just
paid.
get paid.
Especially out there in
and-
LA.
Exactly. So it's just like, do 3-4 nights a week, bro. Get paid, pay my bills, and if I can get up to like 6-7 nights a week, bro, I'll do it. Like, that's fine. If DJing can replace a 9-to-5 job, like, that's fine. I'll be able to do it. But like, I gotta be in a financial setting where I'm like, I'm straight. I really don't need the 9-to-5. Like, I can actually just live off DJing.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely something I'm gonna have to work a lot for more, because you got to think about the settings. Like, LA is not Morgantown. Morgantown is
Absolutely not.
like, we're a college
Yeah.
a college setting, so the songs and the stuff that we listen to are a little bit different
Definitely.
than
Right.
what you're gonna hear down in Miami at Live, or what you're gonna hear in New York at like other clubs, or what you're gonna hear in like Austin or Chicago, or like it's all different areas. They all fuck with different kinds of like music, so it's like you really just gotta figure out the sound and what it is, and then
Facts.
from there just try to see what you can do with it.
Yeah, because I mean, like, you're like a good DJ here, and then like you're about to hit like big time city where there's like a lot of DJs.
There's a lot of DJs, so
Yeah.
the competition is gonna change up completely. So that's what I'm saying as far as like it's gonna be hard work, which I know that, and I'm not afraid to put the work in, but it's definitely gonna be a lot more competition for sure, just because it's not just like it's not Morgantown anymore. Like now I'm going outside Morgantown to a city that's considered probably a top 5 major city in the U.S.
Oh yeah.
So it's definitely gonna be a lot harder to like do my thing. But I think the best thing is just trying to stand out like the best I can and like show what I can do.
So that's interesting because it kind of like fish hooks into what I wanted to ask you, which is you're talking about this competitive mindset and going out to LA, and that's kind of what I want to ask you. Being in Morgantown, especially, like we've all been to the clubs and been to the bars where they have live bands or live DJs, and they have these setups. Like I know the bar that I work at, we've consistently used the same DJ for years now, and I want to know you deciding to pursue this type of career path while being in a college town like this. were you nervous about there being any, like, you getting gigs at first, or was it just more of just like, I'm just going to do this because I like doing it? Or were you just like, from the jump, you were nervous about getting gigs here and, getting, your own time to actually perform, for people, or?
That's a good question, actually.
Honestly, like, I think the one thing was definitely, like, I was for sure nervous my first show. Like, I didn't really show it, but, like, I was like, yo.
How'd you get that, though? Like,
so, I hit up Code, last June, maybe it was last May. I think it was in May. They got back to me. They were like, oh, yeah, because how they're open over the summer. And I was here over the summer. So, like, they're like, their DJ Rambo, he, like, hit me up because he runs their entertainment for, like, all of Code. And he DM'd me back. He was like, yeah, you can do this date or whatever. And then he gave me the date for June 25th. And I was like, oh, yeah, that works for me. It gave me, like, I think, like, a month or two for preparation. I could put a set together and stuff. And then I get there, and I end up not being able to use my DJ board that, like, I'm used to. And that I've been practicing on for, like, 2 years, probably.
Shit.
Up until my first show.
Right.
So I have to use a board which, is pretty much the industry standard. And I'm starting. I know how to use it now, which is like we're about a year down the road from that. So it's like, but the thing was that I was supposed to DJ for like an hour and a half from, I believe it was 9 to 10:30. Or no, I'm sorry, it was 10 to 11:30. Hour and a half, 10 to 11:30, and that was the opening set. So like, everybody came that was here for the summer. Like, it was a big thing, and I would say it was a big thing. I'm sorry, but I would say it was like, it was cool. Like, a lot of my friends came out for me. Like, they supported, and like they were all dancing. Like, so it was a cool night. I loved it.
Yeah, well, I mean, what was Code like during the summer? Was it like actually kind of popping in there?
Yeah, you see a lot of people that you don't see during the school year.
Really?
Yeah, like it's a different vibe in the summer. Like, I think I've been here 2 summers, and it's a completely different energy, honestly. But the thing that fucked me up in that show was definitely the fact that I wasn't able to use, like, my DJ board. So, like, I'm supposed to use something that I've never used before for my first show ever. So, obviously, I still knew the basics, but certain things were just different on the boards that I wasn't used to. So, like, when I was trying to put certain songs together, bro, it just wasn't working. And I remember there was this one part where I was, like, putting 2 songs together, and I looked to my left, and I see Bucks. And I'm just like, oh, this is not going to work well. And it just didn't go well, and I just hear that dumbass laughing. And I was like, damn, this motherfucker, like, he is always the one. But he's always been the one for sure, like, when I do a good job, like, he'll tell me straight up, like, yo, bro, that was a good set, fire. But when it's ass, he's like, bro, like, come on, like, anything else.
Nah, he actually does not give a fuck. Like, he'll tell you straight up.
He'll tell you how it is,
love Bucks, bro.
Which is how it should be, honestly, bro. You should tell people exactly how it is, bro. Like, boom, boom.
Especially, it's not like, this isn't like no participation trophy shit anymore. Like, especially at our age now, we're like, I mean, we're sitting here doing a podcast. Like, we get people telling us all the time, I really liked it, but listen, like, this is how you do it better. This is what I want to see. Exactly. This is what viewers want to see.
You gotta take that shit.
Yeah, it's almost like your real boys are gonna sit there and be like, look, that was sick, but listen, I need this, or I want you to incorporate this.
Yeah.
Like, so that's, just along the lines of what you're saying about Bucks. Like, you need people like that in your life, especially when you're pursuing something that's like very competitive to get into. I mean, podcasting too. Like, we every episode we're trying to make it better. But yeah, that is mad funny though.
Anything in, like, media and, like, arts, bro. Like,
yeah, you have to take criticism in media.
Podcasts, like, all that stuff is really, you got to put work into it, bro.
But it's also got to be yours. You know what I mean?
It has to stand out, bro. You got to make it, like, different, and it's just like you got to put the work in. You just day in, day out.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it, like, until the opportunity arises. Like, like, I'm pretty sure when Joe Rogan started his, like, podcast, like, for example, like.
Bro, that bull's came a long way.
He's come a long way.
He was probably getting no views at all. And, like, he also
started out as a comedian.
Yeah.
He also didn't have, like, they didn't have social media back then.
I know.
Like, that was the hard part. Is, like, now we have, like, Instagram, Twitter, like, Facebook, even though Facebook is Snapchat. Like,
yeah.
All the social media platforms. TikTok. Like, TikTok is huge, bro.
TikTok's ridiculous, bro.
Red off TikTok. Like,
I know.
Nuts.
I want to, so just because I want to break this down completely for people that don't know anything about really what it goes into being a DJ, and you were mentioning your boards and talking about them. I remember probably about like 3 months ago now, you ordered your new board here, and I want to get into the logistics of when did you realize that we were using that one table? How much did you get your first table for?
$250.
$250.
My first table was $250.
Okay, was it used? You buy it new? Was it
brand new out the box?
Brand new
out the box.
And that's when you're like, all right, like this is for me. This is my hobby. I'm gonna pursue it. When did you realize your career like had almost taken a step further where you needed to spend more money on a board? When was that jump for you where you realized, okay, this is it. I'm locked into this now, and if I'm gonna put the time into it now, I'm gonna get the best equipment possible. And what did that look like, price tag wise? What does that look like? Are you still maintaining it and all that shit?
So pretty much, I found out that I was gonna need to upgrade eventually when, so the outputs that DJ boards have, like the really basic ones, only have like you guys are RCA cables. Do you guys remember the red, white, and yellow cables from the old school days?
Yep.
Like you had to
Back of the old ass television sets.
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
So it's that they have those inputs, but no yellows, just red and white. So you have those. When I had my first show, when I had my second show, I realized that when I think it was an opening show for somebody else again, and I remember that when I showed up, like they had a different cable for me, because when I looked at the other guy's board, which is like supposedly like the industry standard or whatever, which is like the DDJ 1000 SRT, which is like what most people have. The output on his was like an XLR, which is like completely different. It's like a whole like 3-prong cable that just plugs in, and it's like better audio quality for sure. But I kind of knew that I had to upgrade when I filled out this application for a club in Philly. You know Noto.
Yeah.
I
think I remember when you were like going for that though, or something like that.
Noto was this club in Philly that's like pretty popular, and literally I filled out an application for a spot or whatever. Or I think it was an application for something, and they got back to me. One of the promoters got back to me, and he was like, "Hey man, like yada yada, would love to have you come to a show. You have to do all these things. Like you have to pretty much buy your spot, but you buy it by selling tickets, right?
Yeah.
Right. You gotta sell tickets for shit. So it's like, that's kind of how you make your money. So the more tickets you sell, the more money you make. So, but when they told me that I had to use a specific board for the industry standard, which is like the 1000, I was like, oh crap, like I don't have that. And they were just like, we might just have to wait. And from there, it was just like a waiting game. Like I've been trying to buy one probably for like the last 4 months now, and it's just been on back order, I think, since like September. It's just not in stock. It's just it's not coming in. So it's like, but like,
I think everything with COVID right now is. I mean, look at grocery store shelves, man.
Yeah, bro.
Everything. There's a shortage of there's a shortage of everything, man.
Bro, I went to do groceries. I went to Walmart the other day. I couldn't find like half the stuff I usually get. I'm like, yo, why are these shelves so dry, bro?
There's a chicken shortage, dude.
Yeah, there was.
The chicken shortage.
There's no chicken.
Yeah, there's been brothers buying like multiple packs and then like pretty much trapping them throughout the house. I went over to the house to buy a pack of chicken today. That nuts.
Who's selling chicken?
Gaffney.
Connor Gaffney be buying hella chicken, dog.
Yeah.
That's why there's a shortage.
Bro, he buys hella chicken. Hella
chicken.
chicken.
So much chicken for it, bro.
He said that to me one day. We were just chilling. He was like, "Yeah, I gotta go buy like a ton of chicken." He was like, "I bought like 10 pounds."
Shortage, bro,
I was like, "Bro, what? You're tweaking? Because that's all you eat."
Chicken
that's what he
and
said.
rice.
He said it's all you eat.
That's weird, bro.
I hope he listens to this and he's just gonna text me and be like, "Yo, why are you talking about my diet on your podcast?"
I don't give a fuck. You some
chicken and white rice, bro.
I know, like mixing ground beef, bro. I can never. He said he's a picky eater.
Yeah, he's got a very
he said he's like
vanilla diet.
Yeah, he said he's a picky eater though, so like you don't.
Well, he don't have to grow up, bro. He can't be a picky eater for the rest of his life.
Nah. No. Oh, yo, I actually had a question. because like everybody probably wants to know. I feel like everybody that doesn't go to school here, right? Like we're the number one party school like in the world, right? Depending on who you ask, I guess, but it's because we have like these club scenes. We have a whole downtown scene that like is pretty much unmatched by every other school ever. Like you can't just match like the downtown scene. I mean, we have like 5 clubs and like 10 bars. Like it's kind of nuts.
There are other schools like that have like clubs and have like club bar settings, but I would say like it was definitely crazy before COVID. Like, COVID kind of just changed everything. Like, everything.
COVID did change everything.
Really changed everything.
Because I remember my freshman year, it was a lot more nuts. But
it's still fun.
Exactly.
I still have a blast, but it's like, it gets to a point where you just like, you want to go.
I know.
You just want to get out of here, bro. This place gets so overwhelming to a point where it's like, yo, once you finish school, it's like, luckily I'm done this semester, bro, and you're just out. So it's like,
yeah,
you want to get out of here when you can, bro.
I'm ahead.
Do what you gotta do come here, do what you gotta do, and then get out. Like,
but like, what's like, as a DJ at like such a big party school, you know, like, what's some of the craziest things you've ever seen in the crowd? Well, maybe the craziest.
That's actually a
because I know I've seen
some pretty messed up shit. Exactly. Being in those crowds,
I've seen some wild shit. I know you're focused like on your board and shit a lot because when I'm recording,
that's the thing.
It's actually funny because I actually have a picture from Welcome Week of that time at Code that he was DJing, and I remember I was front row and just remember how like sweaty it was, and like, how like. Oh my god, dude! That was the biggest crowd I think I've ever seen for a turnout, and that was awesome. That had to have been I don't know
what it was about that night, bro, but it was just a really good night for Code, bro. They had a lot of people come out.
They have some really good nights.
That was a really big night. I remember that.
I think the thing that it really was, because I was just an opening set, bro. Mm-hmm. So like I only played for like an hour and a half, and I was opening for Godwin Malik, DJing Phase. And he was going on at 11:30, so I was just, as an opener, your job is just to like get the crowd going, you know, like get people on the dance floor going, so that by the time the other DJ comes on,
it's like lit.
Yeah, it's like cool. It's just like getting ready to go, like pretty like solid people on the dance floor type shit, you know?
Right.
I honestly, this was like probably like my 6th or 7th show, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if 6th or 7th, maybe like 6th or 7th. And I was like, all right, well, fuck it, I gotta get people on the dance floor. So, bro, I just started playing everything that I would play that are like throwbacks and like just good songs that everybody knows and everybody sings, and just like that everybody is just like, no matter how old you are, you know that song.
Yeah.
Right.
Like for example, bro, Hotel Room Service.
Yeah.
Is a fucking banger. Like, I don't care what anybody says, that song hits every time in a part. And like, in any room, any club, like, you play that song, bro, and people are gonna get excited. Like, they're like, oh,
Mr. Worldwide.
Everybody knows that song, bro. So it's like, you know, it's one of those songs, and it's like, when you put on Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill.
Yeah, you put on Dreams and Nightmares.
That's everybody's gonna sing that, bro, because it's just one of those songs that just like, it's just everybody knows. Another one's like, especially here, Country Roads. Bro, you put Country Roads on, the entire bar will start singing it like crazy, bro.
Right.
So it's like, it's those kind of scenarios, but you know, the hard part about that was like figuring out how to put the songs together and making it sound good. So I don't know. I mean, I think from my point of view, from the DJ booth, like, people were dancing the whole night. Like, the video looked solid from what I saw.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't really see much from the booth because it's like.
No, it was that night was nuts. That was
the booth, and then there's that like stage part in front of me, and then there's like the dance floor.
Oh
so
yeah,
like,
it does dip like
everybody,
that.
all the girls and like everybody else like gets on that top like booth thing. And they just start dancing, so I couldn't really see like, the dance floor.
I totally forgot.
So I was kind of just going based
Kobe
off of
going nuts.
Yeah, I was going based off of the people behind me, and then I was also looking at the people dancing in front of me, and I was like, all right, cool, like, all right, if the people in front of me are like dancing, I think I'm good. And then like, you know, when you can tell by a crowd because you kind of learn to listen, like. one of the hardest parts about like the journey of learning how to DJ is learning how to get your crowd going. Like I think a lot of people when they start struggle with that. But once you start to learn and do shows like kind of over and over, like you kind of start to learn and feel out the crowd and how to set a vibe for like what they're into and what they're not into.
Right.
Facts. I can tell you one thing crazy I saw. Sorry, Steven.
No, I want to hear.
Right before, either you were on there or you were about to go up there. But one time at a club, night's going pretty great. For some chick, she was having like way too much fun and she was way too fucked up and totally jumped up on that code.
That ledge.
That little ledge that you're talking about?
Right in front of the booth, right?
And just flashed the whole crowd.
Oh, are you talking about that at that
Hyperglow?
Yeah, Hyperglow.
Yo, she flashed her titties. Oh my god.
Every motherfucker saw that shit.
Bro.
And she was standing there with her titties out. Too. Like, she didn't just go, woo, fun time, boom, bye. Nah, she whipped them out.
She kept
was
them
like,
out. I was
yeah.
like, okay.
Did not change.
She was having a good time that night, bro. Honestly, that was a pretty good night.
It was a pretty good night.
I'll be honest, like we're Luke and I are juniors and you're a senior, but I have to say, even from COVID year last year was weird with partying at clubs and stuff like that, but our freshman year was like that was our first introduction in like the whole club scene, and like again being 18 years old and you're allowed to be in nightclubs like these, like that's something you usually don't get to do till you're 21 in pretty much every other city.
100%.
This is a rare scarcity that we're able to go into these club scenes at 18 years old and get that experience. But I will say, I think even like through being 18, 19, and 20 now, the craziest nights I've had while at these nightclubs like Prism or Code or wherever else, I think is probably when you've been performing, is when the crowd's been the biggest, and then when Trey and Lucas also have been performing as well.
My God, that night was crazy too. I recorded that whole thing.
Yeah.
Prism show?
Yeah, the Prism show.
The Prism show, I was recording that whole thing.
And it's cool because you're our brothers.
Nuts.
It's cool because you guys are brothers too, so I almost feel like we're VIP in a way. Like I remember sitting up there during your Code, like I wasn't bothering the whole time, but I remember when you were performing at Code, during Welcome You Guy came up on stage with you, and I was just standing behind you and like looking at the crowd. And I was like taking that in, like right next to. I was like, wow, like, this shit's actually like, it's different. Like it's freaking different being on the other side of it. Same thing, with Trey and Lucas's show when they gated off everything. Like who, like friends of his, like who is it? And they were like pointing us out, and we got to stand back there. And
it's different, bro. But like it honestly depends on the night and what the owner or the manager of the bar is like saying. So sometimes they're cool with like people being on the stage, but like. Sometimes they're like, yo, we don't want nobody on the stage. Like, we don't want everybody on the dance floor. We're like, all right, word. So, like,
right.
That's when I have T-Rev, my boy Toothpick.
Toothpick T, y'all rounding second listeners know him.
I always bring him when I go do shows. Cause he's like my roommate too. So like, we'll always go to the club. He'll come with me. And, like, he'll pretty much like do my like security. Like
100%, bro. Because
like,
nobody's
gonna.
You have to now.
Yeah, he's like
with how big your shows have gotten. You have to have someone like, especially like Toothpick, just sitting there running
it's
security.
Just like we just know so many people at this school, so it's like I feel like when people know like who's like behind the booth, like they're like, oh yo, like what's up, and then like they kind of just want to chill and like stand around and see what it is, which is like I have no problem with it, bro. Like I like it.
Nah,
like that.
I got you. I know what you're. I know what you're saying exactly.
It's more so like my shows haven't really been too crazy because like I haven't really done many of my own shows. It's more so just been like opening spots, and there's definitely been bumps along the road for sure because it gets to a point where you kind of hit like a plateau, and you know this much, but you need to learn how to turn that into something like new. Like you got to figure out your own transitions. For example, for me especially, it was like the thing that I have to work on the most is like working on my transitions. It's like figuring out how to. Recently, like I've been trying to do a lot of like wordplay, so it's like I'll take certain parts in lyrics, and I'll like be able to play around with them and make them say something and turn it into another song.
Oh, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's like so switch it into something else and then let that song play. So it's like working on that stuff, that all that is more so just preparation. Like, you have to really go into your library, pick the songs, listen to them. You got to cue out the sections that you want. So it's like a lot of preparation work, a lot of behind the scenes stuff that people don't really see. And I'm still got a long way to go for sure on the road, because like there's a lot I still need to learn. I mean, I was lucky enough to be able to get shows starting over the summer and all last semester, and the shows that I hopefully will get in the future, and like I'm very thankful for those. But I know for a fact that there's still a lot more I need to learn, because the amount of DJs that I've seen since I started DJing, now that I can actually like listen to it and like break it down in my head to what's actually happening, like I got a long way to go, because there's some stuff that I like will listen to it and I'm like, yo, I don't even know how he did that.
Right.
Like, I'm just like, yo, what did he just do? Like, I gotta go ask him. Like, if I can't ask him, like, I go ask him. Like,
yeah.
I remember I saw a DJ at Noto in Philly over break, and he's like this famous British DJ named James Hype, and bro, he just went absolutely crazy, and the crowd was going nuts, and even the openers for him, like there was 2 or 3 openers, they were going crazy too, bro. The crowd just wouldn't stop, and I'm like, yo, I want to learn how to do that. Like,
right.
Just
they're lit.
I want to have the crowd going the entire time. Like, I don't like if they're down to go the entire time, just go crazy, like dancing and jumping up and like just going nuts. Like, let's do it. Like, I'm with it, But that's the hard part about like figuring it out, is that you also gotta figure out your genre, like what kind of music you want to play. Like, that's the hardest part.
How much preparation I've seen you, like I've gone to your house, I've seen you at the fraternity house, I've seen you even here, just like all around. I feel like you're always messing around with like new music and new mixes and stuff like that. How much preparation do you put into these events, whether it's a fraternity party or it's somewhere downtown or a club or wherever? How much time are you putting into making these mixes and like really like studying the crap before you get up there?
So it comes in parts, because it's like I listen to music like all day. Like when I'm walking to class, like when I'm going anywhere, like I got my AirPods in, I'm listening to music. So I always got something going, and it's like I'm trying to get creative ideas for new stuff. So it's like whenever I have free time, I get on my laptop, like I'll try and put like one beat over a different like vocal together, so then like trying to see what I can do. Like sometimes I'll just hop on my DJ software and I'll start like putting different cues on different songs, like trying to put stuff together, like because the more you familiarize yourself, or personally, like the more I familiarize myself with my library on my laptop, like I'm gonna be able to when I start running out of ideas for like songs, I can easily go out of one song and then go into another song. And especially if I've memorized like songs that go together, like if you just like constantly play with your playlist, like you're gonna learn songs that just go well together, and you can just throw them together real quick if you don't have something like to play. So
facts.
The thing is, like, I've just gotten used to like just always being on my DJ software, like doing at least like an hour to 2 hours a day, like just on my board. And like I have my Alexa like remind me every day, like 3 or 4 o'clock, like, Jewel, did you DJ the chat today? And I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta go DJ, so I'll go do like 2 hours, or I'll hop on my software and I'll just fucking like
damn, I like that,
do my stuff. But like the discipline part is the hardest part of it, bro, because it's like doing school as well, like trying to graduate this semester, so it's like trying to stay on that is very hard. Like also trying to you gotta go to the gym, like you gotta stay healthy, fucking eat right, like bro, this COVID shit showed a lot of stuff, bro.
Yeah,
you really gotta take care of your body, bro. Like,
you really do.
You have to stop eating fast food, bro. Like take care of your body, because at the end of the day, bro, we only got one.
What's your major?
Sport exercise psych.
So you don't plan on using that shit?
No, I actually do. I actually do.
The way you asked that was so funny. Man, I wish the camera set just you all should see.
I know, bro. This would have been such a sick setup for the camera, bro.
Yeah, man.
We'll run it
definitely
back.
part 2 before you graduate, man. Right before LA.
Seriously.
So yeah, how are you gonna bring out the?
I'm gonna have to go out there.
What, sports physiology, you said?
Sport exercise psych. So sport exercise psych is pretty much all right. So the best way I can break it down to, let's use our beloved Ben Simmons.
So you know how Ben can't shoot threes? Right?
Yeah.
But it's not the fact that he can't shoot threes, because we've seen him shoot threes in practice. Like, he can hit threes. But
Yeah, he's got the yips.
you know how he can't transfer that over into his game for some whatever reason that it is. He just can't shoot in games. I don't know what it is. But it's not a physical thing. He can obviously get out there and play. So it's a mental thing. So think of a physical therapist. Like, a physical therapist will help you rehabilitate and get better, like, from injury, right? So, like, when you have something going on, when you think of, like, a sports psychologist, think of somebody that helps you get through, like, those mental blocks.
Like a shrink, yeah.
And yeah, exactly. In a sense, yeah, but a shrink for sports.
Yeah.
Like, I call it a sports shrink. So pretty much they help you get through what you can't fix physically, what's like mentally like up here. So it's like a lot of psychology, and then they've also a lot of classes that cross over like with that. So it's like sport and psychology. So like, a lot of those classes just like incorporate into each other. But I think like the way I'm gonna use it is definitely like I've always had a passion for like coaching, and like I'm always been huge on soccer. Like literally grew up watching soccer. Like grew up playing.
It's probably one of the best FIFA players I know.
Like, yeah, I'm tough, bro. But yeah, so like I've always loved soccer, and when I coached a soccer team here at college my freshman year when I did my community service hours.
Yeah.
Because I needed to do, I think, 20 hours of community service to get into my major, because I wasn't in my major yet. I was like I just had to do my prereqs and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. So once in order to get into my major, I had to do 20 hours of community service. So I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to do some bullshit that I hate. So I was like, fuck it, let me coach a soccer team for a season. I signed up for like the local Mountaineer League season for the spring season, and I coached a U12 team. Yeah, it was a U12 team, I'm pretty sure. U12 or U14?
I didn't know that.
This is like 3-4 years ago. This is my freshman year.
Were they tough? Were you good?
Undefeated, bro.
Because I coached a baseball team. I coached a 9U travel baseball team, and
I used to be a lacrosse coach.
We actually weren't
high school,
but I had them. We ended up doing really well, but like we were really bad at first.
I like coaching.
It's fun, bro. It's like getting out there with kids, like, and just like being able to show them the love for your sport, bro, and then have them.
Oh, I wouldn't even say that, bro.
Yeah, especially when they start using the techniques you taught.
Because I'd be I would rip my kids. I would rip my kids. I mean, I want them to be great.
Yeah.
And that was my coaching style. So like I had this one kid, Josh, loved him, super talented baseball player at 9 years old, super talented. Was like one of the better hitters I've ever seen at 9. Couldn't hit in game, had to drop him back in the lineup. Also, kid threw gas. Like for a 9-year-old,
kids going home crying to his mom.
9-year-old kids
said, "Drop me down the lineup."
9-year-old kids seriously could not hit how hard he was throwing, which I was like really impressed with. And
you were clocking?
Nah, I didn't. He's too young for that. It doesn't really matter.
I mean, you never just be curious.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm curious, but it doesn't matter.
I mean, it doesn't, but just out of curiosity.
But if he's hitting inside outside corners like that, man, I love that. I don't care about how fast he's throwing. If he's got technique, but he started trying to throw too hard, started throwing it like 10 feet over the catcher, and he did that like 3 starts in a row. I had to pull him out in the first inning like 5 times, and I walked out there and I'm like, yo. If you don't settle down and just throw some strikes, I'm going to pull you out right now.
Bro, the best part is that of all the 3 of us in here, bro, I can just imagine Vincent just going up to some 9-year-old and be like, that's it, bench. Like,
I did that.
Some seed, bro.
I used to literally be like, go sit on the bench. I did not
I was 9 years old and I
bro.
had some 20-year-old bossing around like that, bro. I'd be sick.
Bro, see, that's the thing.
I was very competitive as a baseball player, and that's how I was coached. Like, my dad was very hard with me. So, like, I'm gonna coach kids how I know how to be coached. And I was very competitive, and I was very competitive with them. I wanted them to win. So
my kids were mad cool because, like, they were all, like, 7th, 8th graders. Like, they were all about to go into high school. So, like...
Oh, okay. So they're, like...
I had that age group where it was, like... I'm pretty sure it was U14. So, it was, like, they were, like, 13 years old, 12, 13 years old, around there. So, like, they were all really cool kids, and, like, they were pretty good for the most part, honestly. Like, they knew the basics, like... And they genuinely, like, it was just a solid team. Like, I liked the kids. Like, they were all cool kids. We had a really cool, like, relationship by the end. Like, they were mad dope.
Bunch of white kids?
No, actually, like...
In Morgantown?
Yeah, here in Morgantown.
Really?
they weren't all white, but I mean, maybe like half the team was white. I had a couple Spanish kids. Probably like a few black kids.
Word. I just figured in West Virginia, soccer, right?
Yeah,
That'd be a bunch of white kids.
It's kind of popular because like I do summer league like every summer. Like,
Yeah?
Every
Oh,
summer
do you here?
Yeah, every summer.
Yeah, that's badass.
Every summer
You coach every summer?
No.
Oh.
I play summer league.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, that's sick as shit.
Yeah, so I do the summer leagues. Well, not this past summer actually. I didn't play really, but.
What position are you?
I would play as a left winger, or I would play
Oh.
as like a left back.
All right, so you're a little quick. I feel like I would be the best goalkeeper to ever play soccer if I actually wanted to. I'm so big. I got such a good reaction time.
I feel like your size, like your height and shit like that. I've definitely your wingspan, but like I just
you gotta be ready to take one to the face.
yeah.
I think I got that grit, bro, where
Yeah,
I
dude.
could take one.
Talk
I don't
about,
know.
like-
I don't know why. You know why actually? Because I saw Lionel Messi. Like people were hyping up. He kicked the soccer ball like 50 miles per hour. And like in baseball, dog, 50 miles per hour. Might as well just underhand that
Yeah.
shit.
What's 100? There was that one Ibra video.
Oh yeah,
where he kicked it
actually.
like 100
Yeah,
yeah. It was kilometers per hour. What's that?
I don't know.
Miles?
I don't actually know, to be
I don't know the
honest.
conversion. That's probably like what 60, 70 miles per hour, bro.
It has to be. But I saw that and I was
Like,
like, yo, I could do
A
this.
ball like this, bro, and a ball
That is
like,
also
you
true.
Yeah,
It's
true.
a lot bigger. It
Yeah.
takes a
much
lot more
bigger ball, so
force.
it's
Yeah.
gonna come a lot
Yeah, it's
faster.
like it's hollow too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Baseball would hurt like shit though. I'd rather
Baseball
I'd
would-
rather get hit by a soccer ball. Than
I'd
But
rather get-
soccer
oh,
ball,
yeah,
like, I
absolutely.
don't know, bro, because like it's so much bigger. Like it takes so much force. If you got nailed in the head,
yeah.
What, so
like
by a
that
soccer
shit
ball?
would, yeah, that could knock you out. Baseball is
I mean,
so
bro,
tiny.
they take
It's like
depends
I don't
the
know,
distance to where you get
bro.
hit, like,
I don't know.
just bang.
Nah,
I don't know, bro. You see people take them off the face all the time, dude.
Nah, I remember in high school, we were playing against.
Well, it's like
some school, and my boy literally the ball got kicked, and my boy went to like block it, bro, and hit him dead in the face and knocked him out.
no way.
No way.
Concussion.
Is he that? Was he really close to it?
He was probably like that, like.
All right. Well, I feel like
Damn.
though you can't die if you get nailed in the
Nah,
head.
but he didn't.
But
like,
if you get
die.
hit, like Jacob DeGrom hits you in the face with a fucking baseball,
Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude.
like there's a pretty good chance.
That's like one of those. That's
Yeah,
like one of
but a
those.
baseball to the face bro, is different than a soccer ball to the face. Like a soccer ball to the face is like okay, but like a baseball.
Yeah.
Bro, baseball.
Baseball, you'll probably be knocked out.
You're
If that's
you're
going, if that's going,
definitely
Oh, 100.
if that's over
Bro,
50
John
miles,
Carlos
if that's
Stanton's
over,
face is
it
like
might probably.
if that's over 30 miles an hour, bro. Yeah,
what?
a baseball straight to the face,
I'm talking about like MLB guys taking it to the
taking
face.
a pitch to the dome.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you could die.
It's knocking you out, bro.
Yo, can I piss real quick?
Go for it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no. Basically,
Let's take
I
a
don't know.
moment for
I,
a word from our sponsor.
I really do feel like I could play goalie in like the MLS. I don't know why. It's
In the
probably
MLS?
obviously like I've never played soccer, right? So I don't realistically know how hard it is, you know?
Right.
So like that's my downfall, but like just knowing that I'm a competitor and I'm a fucking athlete, I have this weird like feeling where I'm like I could 1,000,000%
You kind
do
of
it.
look like a lot of MLS goalies, bro. Like, I won't lie,
Right?
Like you low-key do. Like
Sometimes I feel
Yeah.
like I could play like soccer in general because
start
like
practicing, dude. Let's just. Me and Julian will show up to the field and we'll just start.
maybe I could
balls,
be
dude.
a striker though, like because I mean
Nah.
I'm probably not
Nah.
fast enough, but like,
Exactly, dude. Nah, like
I'm definitely big enough to
So,
like actually
yeah.
motherfucking do some damage in the box.
right. Yeah, I mean,
We'd have to ask Julian about that. Actually, I'll be like, "Yo, do you think I could play striker?" Because I'm not super fast. Like I'm not that. I would say like in terms of like speed, I'm just like in everybody in the world. I'm like a pretty good speed. Like I
Right.
could hawk someone down. I got like good athlete speed. I'm not like fucking the kids that in high school that were like really known as like really fast kids. I would just be slightly slower than them.
Yeah.
In a big body though.
Yeah,
So-
It's more just like you're tall in your wingspan. Like I feel like, and
Reaction speed.
I was gonna say, I've seen you in situations that I like. can't really like say, but like I feel like just like your movements on things, like, I feel like you'd definitely be able to be. Like, I think you'd be a good goalie. You should have started that shit when you were young, dude.
I should have.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Maybe your son, bro, passed on genetics.
Right?
Maybe instead of baseball, just go the baseball route. Just go the.
I mean, the thing is
route.
about like when I was playing baseball, right, growing up, I was a terrible baseball player.
Right.
For like a good part of my young age, until like my dad had me outside like hitting every day. Like I had to work for every little thing. I was not like genetically given to play baseball. Just wasn't.
That's an interesting take because.
But my older brother played, right? So like I just fell into it and ended up like being he was not good either though.
Yeah.
He was not genetically given that shit either. He worked super hard for it as well. So did I.
That's an interesting take too when you talk about like genetics versus skill, like talent.
Oh yeah.
I feel like
these kids in the pros, dude.
I mean, growing up, I
gifted.
switched between baseball, soccer, freaking basketball. I played Gaelic football for a while. Like I was so lost on what sport I wanted to play and what I was good at, and then I found lacrosse when I was in 7th grade, dude, and I loved it.
Yeah.
But like again, like was I ever naturally meant to play lacrosse, or was just kind of like I just enjoyed it and then just got good at it from skill? Like I don't know
because lacrosse I don't think is big
naturally
enough.
I was gonna go anywhere with lacrosse. Like I was really good, and I mean, but then again, I'm not like Division I starting good. I'm not maybe low Division I bench spot. Like, but I mean, I was never gonna be anything that great. So like when is that cutoff for you, like where you think like, man, I was naturally born to play lacrosse, or like, you know, a sport, versus like, nah, I worked my ass off because this is the only route I saw for myself, you know what I mean?
I think it just kind of comes to you like at a young age, right? Like there's not really like youth lacrosse groups, you know?
Oh, there is.
Well, maybe now
there is.
But I feel like when I was growing up,
not,
not really. So like, if you were really meant to play lacrosse, you weren't gonna find out until like a little bit later, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, you're like, everybody I've ever met that's like, oh yeah, I played lacrosse. They're like, I fucking love lacrosse.
Yeah.
They're like, this is like my favorite sport. Lacrosse is like my favorite sport.
It's a rapidly growing sport. I just don't know how much. Like again, like you look at the professionals right now, and they make.
Not enough.
They don't make
the league's not big enough.
They barely make enough to like live off of in a year. Like,
oh,
as a full,
I don't doubt it.
Adult. I mean, you can, but it's not a pro athlete, you know, lifestyle, right? Well, it's like a professional lacrosse player.
It's the fact because everything.
It's like playing minor league baseball.
Everything in this country,
pretty much.
bro, just like everything.
Probably a little bit better.
Worse.
No way.
Well, probably a little bit better. You're right. Yeah,
I actually a little bit better.
and I revoke my original statement because I remember I was taught there's this I forget where I met this guy. I'm related to him or know him, so not related to him. I know him somehow through a family member or a friend. But he told me he used to play. He was like gonna go to the Phillies or something like that. He played minor league team for them, and he said, "Dude," he goes, "I couldn't do it anymore." He's like the shitty hotels, like the shitty travel, the shitty pay. I was like, oh. Yeah. Maybe lacrosse. Yeah, maybe.
A lot of people
did. A
lot of minor league baseball players, bro. There was a whole thing last year. They got really upset. There's a lot of players sleeping out of their cars.
Yeah, bro. That's
the sad part is too, right? There's some guys that are really good, right? But like they're just not good enough to ever actually get called up and be consistently in the majors, and they won't ever get up there.
So okay.
Some guys never even get the
interesting
chance.
Question, like to parlay with that.
Training,
then. When is enough? And like when is enough? Is enough? You know what I mean? When do you get to the point where you're like, all right, this isn't. I'm not going anywhere. This is. I've reached my peak. Like there's minor league guys. Like they're like, I've reached my peak. I'm not going anywhere after that. Same thing goes. I've always been fascinated and curious about college athletes, like Division I guys, like even here, like who don't end up going pro or don't end up going to a league or anything like that. They just like hop in. Like they gave 22 years of their life to this
That's
sport,
what
and then
I
they
think
just
about
like
all the time.
They just go now they're sitting at a 9-to-5 job while their teammates from the prior season are starting for like the freaking Falcons or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
they just go.
Just an NFL. Like
they just go fuck off. Like
or same thing with what's his face on the Knicks now? Like
go get a job at Enterprise.
But Deuce is kind of balling in G League. honestly. And
Well, he's been in the pros quite a bit
there's
this year.
You have like, for example, in like the NBA, you have the G League. In college, you had the XFL, like, you know, their little like alternate.
Yeah. Well, there are always
so,
those
like,
little
those little leagues like that. Like, I feel like some players go to that, but like, I actually did my capstone on what happens to athletes after, you know, they have to end their career like abruptly. So it's like I had to research like what happens, and a lot of them experience like depression and like anxiety and like a lot of like that stuff because they don't know what to do anymore. They dedicated, like Steven said, like 22 years of their life, 23, 24 years to a sport. So it's like, what do you do now?
Seriously.
I feel like a lot of them try and go into coaching. They try and stay relevant to their you know, to their sport, but you know that just doesn't work out for everybody. And then granted, like, don't get me wrong, a lot of them do get degrees and use their degrees to do things and do a lot of great things. But you know, I think it's a thing that you kind of just have to figure out when you get to that point. Like,
It's a tough
tough thing. Like, making it to the pros is not easy, bro. Like, everybody wants to be a pro athlete as a kid, but I think I've maybe come in contact between when I was a kid and like the end of high school with 3 kids that went to play college. And I went to 2 different high schools, 2 different elementary schools, and 1 middle school. I know 3 kids out of all the people that like I grew up with, like through my area, bro, that went to the league.
Well, actually, it's funny you say that because we were watching the Rams game today. Or I was before you guys showed up for the podcast, and I was telling my buddy I was watching it with, and I was saying, you see number 51 right there? That's Troy Reeder. He
UD.
Yeah, UD. Well, he graduated from Sally's too, where I went to high school. And then same thing, Dante DiVincenzo, number 0 on the Milwaukee Bucks. He's getting playing time. I saw him in the other day against the Bulls. He's a Louisiana graduate as well.
Yeah, bro.
So it's like a very small fraction, and I think it's just really, really interesting because, like, talk about like identity crisis. You're 22 years old. You've been playing. You went D1. You were even a starter, and like, you know, whatever. You just don't make it. Like, talk about like this 22 years of your life. Like, who are like, and you don't see that. Like, that's it. Like, it's just like you hit a brick wall. You hit your peak, and then you see a bunch of buddies going off, and they're like, yeah, I'm in the pros now, I'm making big bucks doing this shit and living the dream. And now you're like
Yeah.
I don't understand how you recover or wrap your mind around the fact that, this is where it ends for me, and how the fuck am I going to get back into, you know.
Not everybody makes the big bucks, though. Think about it, because even when you get to the pros, like, you got to think about it. There's levels in the pros. Like, you have the players,
Right.
like, you got your LeBrons, your KDs, your Stephs, like your James Hardens, your DeMar DeRozans. Like, they go, you know, they're gonna ball out, bro.
Yeah.
And then you have like your players,
6-man, like mid-tier,
you have your
right? Bench players.
Bench players, bro, that are also good. Like, bro, they're in the NBA. No player in the NBA sucks, bro.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
care what anybody says.
Nah, they're all
paid
fucking nasty.
to play, not even just NBA, but any sport in general. If they're a professional, bro, and they're making money playing their sport, bro, they don't suck. Are they maybe not as good as other players in the league? Yeah,
Absolutely.
for 110%, bro, because nobody's the same like kind of player, but every player's different. But the players that are like those lower tier players were just like, they don't make that much money realistically. Like,
No.
The richest like athletes are going to be your top superstars, and most of their money doesn't even come from NBA contracts. It comes from endorsements. Endorsement
That's
deals
true.
are going to go to the players where their face is literally like
A selling point.
a selling point. So it's like, you see KD's face, you're like, selling point. LeBron, selling point. Steph, especially Steph lately, because like Steph is like that player to like the generation of kids like growing up. Like, you know, people.
He's been in the press a lot lately.
For us, it's like when we were kids. Like, I said it on Twitter the other day to you, bro. We were shooting balls. We were like, "Oh, Kobe!" Like, that's what we would yell all the time. Like,
true.
you know. And then now people are like, "Oh, Steph!" Like, and they'll hit their shot, and it's like you really see that change in like, you know, just the era of basketball essentially.
Damn,
Right. I mean, that
I didn't
happens
even
every
think
time.
about that. I've
Happens all
definitely
the
heard
time.
that difference between like we used to say, "Ooh, Kobe," and then now
Bro,
people
dude,
are
yeah.
saying Steph. Damn,
Steph Curry
yeah.
was
Yeah.
iconic for like
Bro,
5 years. There's a 5-year run. Literally.
He's the best 3-point shooter of all time.
He's unstoppable.
Like,
I just
you think the Warriors win the chip?
Yeah, I actually have money on that too. I got it plus 460, so yeah. And then I took that and then I parlayed it with the Bengals to make the Super Bowl.
The Bengals would make the bowl.
Time out. Yeah,
that was plus 800, but then sadly, I also had the Packers to make the Super Bowl as well.
Oh.
So that came to.
Honestly,
that parlay's irrelevant now.
Yeah, so now the parlay lost.
It's been an upset.
That shit was whack though. The game actually pissed me off because I thought the Packers 100% should have made it. Their defense right now is unreal with Eric Stokes, who's been a phenomenal rookie, and Jair Alexander, one of the best corners in the NFL back.
Probably like 24, 25.
Yeah, and then you got Aaron Rodgers playing at home throughout the playoffs, and they lose because they get a punt blocked?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, dude, there's so much more though than just
not even.
I mean,
that Niners team had like 100 total yards of offense.
No, they sucked.
They looked like shit.
They were not. That was not a Super Bowl winning team.
All the Packers had to do was score one touchdown. They scored a touchdown on the opening drive. You have 3 quarters to score one more, and Aaron Rodgers couldn't do it. Like, my God.
Dude, honestly, I think
that just made me so tight. The first drive, they got one.
I thought that the Titans were gonna win, and that
I thought they were gonna win too.
So like honestly, it's been underdogs all season, this entire weekend. But the Bengals should no longer be underdogs, bro. They shouldn't have been underdogs in that game.
Obviously not, bro. I've been all over them.
The way they've been playing the last like 4 or 5 weeks, bro, has just been nuts. Like Joe Burrow and Jamar just been going crazy, bro. And they also on top of that Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
Like, bro, they go crazy.
I think a lot of people here's the thing. Like, a lot of people were very shocked that they made it to the playoffs. They thought they'd be out pretty quick, right? They're still, a young team. Like, next year they'll probably be good, right?
I say that all the time.
Me personally,
Right.
I personally believe, like, right now is their best chance to win a Super Bowl than they'll have in the next 4 years. That's how I took it, because I truly believe that in terms of like the way I'm looking at it from a general managing standpoint. And you got the contracts that are about to come up for them, and the way their defense is playing, and then you factor in you have right now a kid, Jamar Chase, with not that much film on him, and Joe Burrow, who's playing out of his mind. Right now, it's their best chance to win a Super Bowl. So that's why I took it.
I could definitely see them doing it, and Cincinnati going crazy, but they got to go through some tough teams. So like,
they either got the Bills or the Chiefs.
What's the game? What's the score?
And they smacked the Chiefs already.
What's the score right
Hey
now?
Siri.
That's another reason why I took it. I was like, Titans, don't give a fuck.
14,
Raiders
14 in the third, 8 minutes.
I was like, Raiders, Titans, I'll take the Bengals every time. And then I looked at it and I was like, okay, so they could play the Chiefs, right? They beat the Chiefs.
Yeah,
they outshot the Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs win. I think the Chiefs win here. It's tied 14-14 in the third.
I like the Bills.
I low-key took the Chiefs -1.5. But so
that's not the point.
Yeah, that's aside from that. I think the Chiefs. If the Chiefs go through, I think the Bengals play very well against them again.
That would make me nervous though if they had to play them twice.
Exactly, because the Chiefs have already played them. So, but the Bills have also already played the Chiefs. But like, if the Chiefs win, then
Right.
But I don't know. I think they definitely have a chance to make the bowl. I honestly love the Rams going to the bowl, bro. They were playing absolutely just incredible.
I do too. And I actually said that at the beginning of the last season on the podcast. I said that I think the Rams. That was like my early season prediction.
There's so much talent on both sides of the ball. Like, it's just.
I think after like the first.
Well, they sold out to get a Super Bowl this year too. They have They don't have their first 3 picks in this year's draft.
Bro, they literally had Odell. Fucking. Oh fuck! I'm stuck. Hold on.
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp. Talk about that the last drive of the game.
He's that guy.
Kupp, they won that game, dude.
Cooper Kupp's that guy.
Those last 2 receptions by him were,
I honestly have, like, the last few games, they've just been going so crazy. Like, that last game I saw the Rams play, like, the defense was on point. Offense was running it, bro. Like, I was just like, yo, they could win a bowl if they play like this. Like, Odell scored his first touchdown in the playoffs, bro. Like, that's crazy. Odell's first touchdown in the playoffs.
They should have lost today, though. They looked like shit. They were they were folding that game away.
All right,
You should never be able to play like that in the playoffs. The way that they played down the stretch and win a game. For a second,
I really was like, wow, maybe the NFL is rigged. If Brady almost came back and won that game, I was like, wow.
Defense, they got Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller, they got Aaron Donald, bro. Like, they've got just animals.
I know. I mean, I had their defense this year in fantasy.
Tom Brady was getting smacked. Oh, bro, they were pressuring him all game, bro. Like, they were on his ass. Like, and they went up 27-3, and he actually almost came back again.
Right.
I know.
Bro, if he came back again... Like
he did come back.
He did, but he didn't win it. So like, if he came back and won it again, it's not.
They would have won if the Rams didn't score right there. Bro, they were gonna win.
Nah.
But Todd Bowles is an idiot.
Yeah, the Bucs defense absolutely botched that last play, bro.
They did.
You don't play Madden, bro? When you play Madden,
I know. How the fuck?
30 seconds of the game, bro. When you play Madden, you have everybody deep, bro.
You have to.
Bro, I mean, you literally get a sack. You get a sack the first play. They have to use their only timeout. 35 seconds left. All you have to do is get one tackle inbounds, pretty much.
Like, they literally just had to kill clock.
And they got two. One 40-yard pass and one 20-yard pass, like 60 yards.
Especially with Kupp's speed, bro.
Exactly, especially having Cooper Kupp out there, bro. And they exposed it, like, literally, on that last play. They literally just fucking Cooper Kupp just...
Oh, that was,
I know.
And
I know Bill Belichick's fucking kicking himself, man.
Oh, the Pats got absolutely just...
I know, but he missed out on Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I know. Let's not talk about
white
it.
Wide
Let's
receiver.
not talk about it.
A white wide receiver from Eastern Washington.
We're going to talk about missing out,
and he missed
bro.
them.
The Eagles missed out.
I knew he was going to bring up the Eagles, bro.
We're going to talk about missing out. We're going to talk about the Eagles missing out on DK Metcalf 1 year. The following year, Justin Jefferson.
Terry McLaurin.
Bro, I promise you, if the Eagles would have got DK that first year instead of J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, and they would have got Justin Jefferson the second year, and then Devontae the third, well,
you could have had Terry instead of DK, too.
I think
I wouldn't.
You had to.
DK.
I wouldn't.
DK.
I wouldn't. He's terrible. So
What?
he's
Whoa.
actually terrible.
Hey, yo.
Watch the film on him. He's ass.
He
literally lost
yeah,
that game. He gave up a fumble 6 because he didn't want to go out of bounds. Gave up a fumble 6, lost the game.
I mean,
You don't remember that?
Players make mistakes, bro.
Players make mistakes. He went.
He went. When he should have ran the shit, and they lost.
That's not on him. That's on Pete Carroll.
Bro.
DK Metcalf, bro. He's not that tough. He's not that tough. He's a one-trick pony that gets clamped up every other game. He had like one of his worst receiving yards careers this year. He had like 4 games where he had 2 catches. Because Russell Wilson went out for like 3 games. But it doesn't mean bro, Washington hasn't been good for a single year since we've got Terry.
Well, yeah,
and he still puts up good numbers.
Okay, that's true. I think
I just think Terry's better. Obviously, I'm biased as fuck. But, like, every time I watch DK, bro, he just does not scare me.
Bro, those first, like, 3 seasons...
He's the hype. I think he's the hype,
he
though.
Played, those first 2-3 seasons, he played pretty well, bro. And regardless of the fact, if he would have been on the Eagles, like, that would have been pretty cool. But...
I mean, you still take Arcega-Whiteside or whatever.
And then Jalen Reagor, bro. Why would you waste that pick? Like, bro, he was obviously 2nd, 3rd, 4th round talent. Like, he wasn't a 1st round pick, bro.
All right, well. All right, I get why you would say that now, but like
back then I said he was 2nd round talent.
That year, right?
I said he was 2nd round talent.
That year.
Now I'm saying he's 4th because he actually blows.
TCU, right, really doesn't produce wide receivers, but that year was like the first year I started like scouting guys, and my God, Jalen Reagor as a prospect was insane. He was like Tyreek Hill caliber player, and maybe even better because for whatever reason in college he had the highest catch in traffic percentage, which now I'm looking back and I'm like, that's probably a red flag because why is he in traffic this often, right? Like, he had a very high percentage though in catches in traffic. I don't know what is good with Tim Bryce. I mean, he can't even catch.
It's honestly, Jalen.
It's probably a mental thing,
wouldn't get
but
much hate, bro, if he just didn't drop the ball when we need him to not drop it.
I know.
When he fumbled that, when that punt return,
yeah,
when he literally dropped it, bro. Like, you can't be doing that. Like, bro,
it's got to be something mental with him, bro.
No, it is, and it's 100% mental for certain players.
Because I swear his talent was there when I was scouting.
He doesn't suck, bro.
Maybe I messed that up,
they
but
drafted him for a reason. But sometimes you got to think about it. College level and pro level are two different things.
But I mean, you know who as a prospect at least, like when I was watching Jalen Reagor a while back, and then I saw a kid this year, not this year, but last year, that reminded me weirdly of him, except for maybe better, obviously better, definitely better as a prospect. Kadarius Toney, dude. They look so similar on game film from college because Reagor, dude, was a playmaker and he could catch in traffic down the field.
College ball, like
Toney is the same way that like he makes fucking plays and he fucking had 400 receiving yards on like Draymond Diggs or something.
You can see it when
it's crazy.
When you play, like not when you play, but when you watch college ball and then you watch professional games. Though, like you can just notice that the level in difficulty is definitely there's a difference there because like college ball games like you can literally like quarterbacks will go crazy, the scores will go absolutely
I was just about to say there's
50 point games like from each team like on the regular. NFL like you don't really see many games go over 30 35.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like I think it's just the defenses are better, the offenses are better because that's just top level. Like everything is run by the media, bro. Like media controls everything. They control
I know.
rules.
Yeah.
They control like they decide when people play. Like all that shit is up to the media, bro. Like it's crazy.
I'm just saying. I mean, obviously, I'm not like when he got drafted. What was I like 16 years old?
Something like that.
I'm no motherfucking professional draft scout.
Yeah,
but like as I've gotten older, I still will stand by that. I realistically thought he was gonna be really good in the pros.
Yeah,
like I did.
Just, I don't know what
fair.
it is, man. It's just unfortunate. But on top of
But
that,
I think if also you didn't draft Justin Jefferson Justin Jefferson didn't get picked the pick behind him, he also would not have had all this shit on him.
yeah, he had mad pressure on him because
Yeah.
like, Eagles fans are rough, bro. Not Eagles fans.
Bro,
Philly
off
fans.
rip though, everyone was like,
Philly fans off rip were just like, bro, what the fuck? Like everybody's pissed because we're like, bro, and you can see it now. Like, bro, look at what Justin Jefferson's doing, bro. He is going absolutely crazy. Like his stats are nuts.
yeah, nah, he's a dog.
So like it's just the fact that literally, bro, how do you pass up on that? Which I mean, look, maybe they're getting paid for this, bro. These are their jobs. They know more than we do. But sometimes the public is correct, bro, and they make dumbass decisions.
No,
And
100%.
Probably a dumbass decision.
100%. Sometimes, bro, shit is really simple. Like that's one thing I've noticed, right? Like I was talking to Kieran the other day because he was talking shit about me, and I was like, dude, you gotta remember, like these guys making these calls. Like they're just people as
They
well.
make mistakes.
Like
they do make
they make mistakes
They make
just as much as
they make a
anybody
decision
else.
that they
But the
think
reason-
is gonna best suit them in the moment. Like,
Exactly.
but they can't foresee
And
what's
there's
gonna happen.
and like
you saw this year with the quarterback draft class.
Yeah.
The best freshman quarterback was Mac Jones, but like you look like realistically like everyone was looking for Trevor Lawrence to turn around the Jaguars. The same thing with Zach Wilson turn around the Jets. Like you make the best decision possible for like the information you have at hand. But like, dude, again, like Julian was saying, like turning that around from like a college game into like then putting him in an NFL setting, dude.
You're
Like,
you're
it's
asking him
yeah.
to turn around an entire NFL franchise. Like
Right.
they're not going to do that in the first year. One,
Obviously,
the
yeah.
Jags coaching staff was just utter trash.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't,
well, they hired a fucking
Yeah.
trash ass college coach
like,
to
Urban was
take a
just-
number
Urban was
one
just trash,
rookie
bro. So it's
quarterback.
like, why-
What
so-
coach just got fired?
from where?
Why am I blanking on this?
The Texans fired their coach. Joe Judge got fired.
The Dolphins fired their head coach.
I think it was the Dolphins or I don't know. It was just was like out of nowhere. Pretty
Dolphins
sure it was
was
the
The
NFL.
Cowboys.
Dolphins was pretty sudden.
I
Nah,
think it was the Dolphins.
Brian Flores got fired. Joe Judge got fired. The dude that was basically the interim coach.
The Giants. It was
Yeah,
the Giants.
Joe Judge got
Yeah,
canned.
yeah, yeah,
He
for
sucks. So
Damn, dude.
Bro, The
Yeah.
Giants had a sorry ass season.
they're
Or,
sorry ass fucking team, dog. Dave Gettleman, and I mean, thank God for the Giants fans, right? Because he's gone now. They canned him too. He's probably the worst general manager ever. I truly believe that. Like was sabotaging them.
Bro,
Like genuinely. But they won one Super Bowl and that saved his job for a while. But like every single year, they were bad.
Yeah, and it's just so sad because they have such a good running back, bro. Like Saquon is a dog, bro.
Who's what? He's
But
had like
He's just
two
got
torn ACLs now. Like
ACLs, bro. Like, that's
no offensive line.
Yeah, they got no line, bro. Like they're not helping him out at all, bro.
Bro, Chris Godwin was a free agent. Well, he got franchise tagged right by the Bucks.
Delaware.
Yeah, I heard Blue Man always says that. And
Delaware.
fucking
Delaware boys.
they paid fucking what's his name? The Lions wide receiver. My God, I'm drawing a blank on him. You know who I'm talking about, bro. The Giants wide receiver now that they signed Kenny Galladay. Dude, they made him the highest paid wide receiver, and he did not catch one touchdown.
Yeah.
Because
They drafted Daniel Jones, who is absolutely terrible.
Yeah,
Like,
Daniel Jones, bro, when he ran down.
they just can't do anything right. Dave Gettleman and Nate Soldier has one of the biggest deals, and he's horrible. So they like way overpay guys. Like they're fucked.
I think it's at one point it's a finesse. Like they just put trust in certain coaches. Like, and that goes for every sport. Like
You have to trust though.
But
There's
the
a
thing
certain
is,
level
like,
of patience, right?
if there's a coach who historically has not had good like outcomes in previous teams,
Yeah.
why would you hire that coach? And like I get it. We may not know what goes on in that interview when they interview coaches.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I
There's a
feel
lot
like
that goes into it that we don't know. But sometimes they just do dummy decisions.
Like, I think Doug Peterson has a good shot of getting hired, and
I think so. I mean, he's got a Super Bowl under his belt. Like,
exactly. And he turned around an Eagles
yeah,
team.
he did turn around an Eagles team, and honestly, they're starting to turn it around again. Those three picks are going to be crucial.
I hear Eagles fans say that every year.
Those three picks, those 3 picks are actually huge.
No, those 3 picks are.
But
are
I
huge.
personally don't believe you're gonna win with Jalen Hurts. So
Nah, I think we would.
I don't think you'll win a Super Bowl with
We won
him.
a Super Bowl with Nick Foles.
Nick Foles is a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, but like you got to think about it, bro. Jalen's in his first real year in charge of this offense.
I just don't think
He made the playoffs.
his arm is
And
that
in the
great,
first
and I
playoff
think
game,
as
he
a
plays
runner,
top
he's okay. I just don't think his arm is that
In his
elite.
first
I don't think
playoff
his
game, he
arm
played
is
the
that.
GOAT.
I just
In
don't think.
his first
I
playoff
get
game,
that,
his
though.
First season, he played the GOAT.
But like, I don't think he's beaten any of the teams in the motherfucking playoffs.
What? No, I disagree with that. And
I think the Eagles were the worst team in the playoffs this year, no doubt.
Oh yeah, they were terrible.
Yeah,
It's also
that's what I'm
because
saying.
we also what we really lack. So we're straight on our offense. Like, bro, we got Dallas Goedert at the tight end. Our receivers are kind of straight. They need to get rid of Jalen Reagor. They need to get a veteran wide receiver to go along with Devontae. Because he's tough, bro. That
Nah,
one
he's
catch
pretty
he made in the
good.
End zone, fucking when he was like under double coverage.
I was
And
wrong
he
about
really
him,
grabbed
I
with
would
his
say.
fingertips and hit the tight end. I was like, yo, what the fuck,
He's just got really good hands and he runs really good routes,
Like,
but
he's
he
good.
is so tiny.
bro?
And he is not that fast.
Man, it don't
Weirdly
matter.
enough.
We're gonna see.
He didn't run a 40 on
He
purpose.
also-
and he
he
didn't
was
get
a-
measured either.
he
Because
al-
he knew his sizes were going to drop his stock. It did anyway, though.
I'll take it though, because he was a Heisman winner. And
But also, Jalen Waddle was better than him. Jamar Chase is better than him.
Jamar Chase has
Jamar Chase is, yeah, I was about to say, well,
Joe Burrow was a fucking Natty champion.
Well, they played together in college.
Yeah,
I was about to
that's
say,
what
it was
I'm
the,
saying.
the
Like,
chemistry, right?
they've been working on that since college, bro. So they've had that. They know their ins and outs. They know their routes, their habits. Like, you know, I mean, granted, Jalen and fucking Devontae have also fucking played together. So it's like, it's there. It's just the Bengals.
They have
Look at the Bengals
actually.
offense, and then look at the Eagles offense. Like, we really lack just a veteran wide receiver. Like, I think that's really where we struggle. And we also struggle with injuries every season, bro. Like, it's always injuries every season. Like, Miles Sanders being out, like those
Everybody gets
games-
injuries, though.
Everybody
gets
gets injuries.
injuries.
Everybody, but like some teams have good runs where they don't have players injured or like keep multiple key players injured. So like they're able to continue going forward with just like 1 to 2 missing players. But bro, like there's a couple seasons where we've had like the entire starting line out. Like it's like bro, like I think it was actually not this past season that just happened, but the season before when we still had Carson, or we had like second and third stringers like playing on the regular.
Bro, Washington had a sixth-string center in this year.
Washington has been going through it too.
Nah, I mean, we can go through it.
Yeah,
we've been going through it.
Yeah, it's been more of like a decade. Better half of a decade.
Like
for you guys.
like 20 years.
Yeah.
Heineken.
Now you guys had that little boost of RG3.
Yeah, where we've got a first round exit in the playoffs. Nah, actually,
we're running out of time
probably
here.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up real quick. Real quick, before we get off, I want to hear everyone's Super Bowl predictions now. We have the information that we have. I'm gonna go with the Rams. I'm gonna stick by my week 1, 2, or 3 pick when I said that on one of our first episodes of the podcast. I like the Rams, especially after them beating Brady out of the Super Bowl. I'm gonna go with the Rams. Plus, it'd be cool to see a Louisiana graduate, some guy from my high school,
that would be
win
dope.
a Super Bowl ring. So I'm gonna go Rams, and I'm gonna root for them. Jewel?
I'm gonna go with my first choice. I got two.
Are you thinking Chiefs right now if they win?
No, actually, because I low key like the Bengals to go to the bowl. I don't know if they win it.
No, they're going.
But I want them to,
I also thought the Packers were gonna fucking make it to the bowl.
I thought it was gonna be Packers Bengals. I literally had a ton of money on that.
The game, it's up. It's in the air, honestly. I think maybe the Bengals, they're looking good.
I'm gonna say Bengals because obviously
Bengals win.
Nah.
Make it.
I want to hear. I'm talking about who makes it.
Who wins it?
Who wins? I'm saying Rams win it. This will be a Rams Super Bowl. LA be going crazy.
I'm probably gonna say the Niners, to be honest.
What?
Yeah, they are really, really good. People keep sleeping on them too for whatever reason. Oh, they're gonna win. I'm pretty confident they should probably win the Super Bowl.
Garoppolo's dog shit.
But their offense has nothing to do with Jimmy G. Their offense is 100% a run-based Kyle Shanahan offense, and they have Alex Mack, one of the best centers in the fucking league, and then they got Trent Williams, the best left tackle in the fucking NFL.
I don't know, man.
They got Elijah Mitchell, who is a freak. Deebo Samuel turns out to not only be a superstar receiver, but a superstar running back. What the fuck? Jimmy G sucks. Yeah, that makes me nervous, but their defense and their...
I don't think he has it to win a Super Bowl.
Bro, I'm saying, yeah, you're talking about... It's not like we're sitting here talking about...
It's their game plan. It's their game plan.
It's not like we're sitting here talking about a disposable part of the offense. We're talking about the central part of the team.
I don't think he
has
Jimmy
G, bro. He is the face. Not... You know what I mean. He's the face. I use quotations very strictly there.
I think all he has to do, though...
The Super Bowl. I don't think he's the Super Bowl quarterback.
I think all he has to do is not turn the fucking ball over. And I really think they have George Kittle, who's not only great receiving tight end.
George Kittle's
the best blocking tight end.
Agree.
He's probably top 3 tight end in the league.
Absolutely. Agreed.
So, I think they have everything. And Jimmy G, all he has to do is not turn the ball over. Because I've seen him make good throws. And their defense, their secondary has gone under the radar as probably the best secondary in the NFL, which is crazy to me that nobody talks about that. Literally, probably the best secondary in the NFL that just shut down Dak and Aaron Rodgers. Nobody gives any credit to. I'll be fucking damned if Matt Stafford does anything to him either, bro.
I don't know, but the offense on the Rams is kind of loaded.
It's loaded.
That's the only thing where I'm nervous. That's the only thing where I'd be like, all right, well, that makes me nervous.
Their defense is also that, like I said earlier, bro. Their D line is what the fuck.
Because they have two really good receivers.
One of the best corners in the league.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it will be a great game. I think the winner comes out of the NFC, but I think the Niners have the edge on the Rams.
I think the Rams need one, though.
Because Fred Warner.
LA would burn to the ground.
The way I see it, right, the best secondary in the NFL is on the Niners, and they're still in the playoffs. And the best linebacker in the NFL is also on the Niners, and his name's Fred Warner. They have the guys. They have the guys there, right? You can pull up question marks, but...
I agree, but...
You can pull up question marks on anybody. Over under what?
My concerns lie with Jimmy G, bro. Again, like he said, he's not that quarterback. He's just not that guy.
Neither is Matt Stafford.
I disagree. Well...
How do you disagree? He's never done anything. Okay. Ever.
But he has the weapons.
Well, I was about to say...
Calvin Johnson.
Okay. Okay, respectful. Like, that's a fair point. But we're also talking about one man. Now we're talking, like he said, Odell Beckham Jr. We got Cooper Kupp. We had, like, he's...
Okay.
Dude, like, and their defense,
Fair
too.
enough.
The Rams' defense alone, bro. Like,
their
Rams' defense is better than the Packers' defense.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's just not. It's just not, though.
It just is, dude.
It's not. I had them on fantasy, bro. They weren't even one of the better fantasy defenses.
I don't know, man. I think...
It's not.
No.
I think on paper, yes.
On paper, yeah, you can say
field,
that. It's not.
maybe
I
not.
swear it's not. I know
But
it's not.
bro, the Packers just folded.
The Packers defense, bro.
And I think Tom's done.
That's fucking good, bro. Rashawn Gary, bro, is better than Von Miller currently, but like nobody's gonna say that.
Because on paper, exactly. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie.
I swear.
I think Tom's done.
We'll see about that. Everybody, that gets said every year. So.
Yeah, but no, he just.
I know. I don't think.
You think he's done?
Every year.
Yeah, I mean, you're a Tom guy.
Like every year.
Ask
Yeah.
Steven, man. Steven's
I
been
don't
watching him for God knows how long.
Yeah. I don't think he's leaving this season.
Yeah, then I don't think.
I
he's
don't
done
think,
it.
especially with Roethlisberger leaving, bro. He wants it to be his. He wants to be the only quarterback.
Yeah, he's not gonna go. He's gonna go out on like a farewell tour.
Yeah, bro. He's going full farewell tour. He's got another season.
Aaron Rodgers keeps going with the Packers?
Nah, he'll go somewhere else.
I don't know, bro.
He would have made it very public if he was gonna retire.
Yeah,
He would have done the same shit.
Yeah, he's done the same shit.
He's not just gonna step back. He's gonna go somewhere else. I know.
Where do you think he goes?
Everyone keeps saying the Steelers, but I know he's not going to the Steelers.
No, I think he'd retire at Packer. I just don't think he's retiring this season. Like he's not.
He's been really mad at their.
I get it, bro. But like that's
He's been
also.
upset since like the last couple seasons, like.
As we know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he publicly stated it as
Because
well.
I remember once they got Matt LaFleur, he was kind of like pissed that like he has a brand new coach that like doesn't let him call audibles and stuff. So that was like a problem, but
Because you gotta, at the end of the day, they're veteran quarterbacks. Like these are quarterbacks who have accomplished a lot in the league. You're looking at fucking one of the top 5 in the last like decade. Like pretty much like it's literally just a fact of like you gotta just let them do what they gotta do on the field, bro. They know what they see. Like they're the ones out there.
No,
day
for
in, day
sure.
out.
For sure.
And I think it's just the fact that like coaches really just sometimes are like always want to be in control of everything, but I think like sometimes you really just let your players get their little bit of creativity in and like really do their thing, like they can do some magical shit.
Seems like a good
Yeah,
resting spot there.
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna give a shout out to my man DJ Jewel right here. Follow him on Instagram. I am the Jewel, Jul. IAMTHEJUL. Give him some love. And if you guys, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys who listen to this podcast have been in a few of his shows and go to the parties that he DJs at. I know he DJs for us. He started even being asked to DJ at other fraternities. He was, say, Kai last semester, and you were just at Phi Sig the other night, weren't you?
I wasn't really DJing there, but yeah, I like hopped on for a little bit. Like shout out my boy Tyrone. He fucking DJs when I don't DJ. So like one of us can get drunk, and then when other nights we flip flop. But yeah.
Yeah, man.
That shit's been fun.
Well, again, Jewel, I really appreciate you coming on today.
Absolutely,
It was a
man.
blast. I'd love to do this
Blast.
again with you before you do go out to LA. 'Cause
Nah,
this is
for
fun,
sure.
man.
100%. We'll definitely
But-
do this again, man. Yeah.
All right, guys. This is rounding second, episode 10. Like I said, we'll hopefully have the camera up and running next week for you guys. Glad to be back. It's been a long break, but there was some we do some regrouping and just kind of talk about some strategies how to make this better. And I think even from this first episode in season 2, this was a lot better.
Yeah.
All right.